Welcome to the Gaming Lodge, where we game till dawn. Just this past weekend, I finally replayed Man of Medan for the first time in 3 years. This time doing a randomized playthrough, all as a way to build hype and excitement for the upcoming release of Directive 8020, planning to play through the rest of the DPA and Supermassive Games as well. And just as I was walking home from picking up a package, I checked Twitter as usual, and I'll come up to this statement right here. Directive 8020 has been officially postponed to the first half of 2026. Now that is obviously a huge bummer. Yeah, I don't think I have to explain that. We've been waiting for Directive 8020 for a very long time now. The game was officially announced nearly exactly 1 year ago, and we hadn't gotten the official announcement for the release date up until earlier this year in February. And now we, a couple months ahead of the game, now once again have to, well, be patient even more, which again comes after a very long period of not getting any updates for the game and just waiting. Okay, that level me was all the way back in 2022. Since then we only had the casting of Frank Stone last year, though I think it was done with an independent team. And yeah, everybody was simply waiting for Directive 8020. We got so excited for the updates and everything and whatnot, and now all of that excitement and hype once more takes a big blow. Now the question is obviously why? What is the reason? Why are we pushing back Directive 8020 once more, or just pushing it back and having that release date even further away into the future? One might think, well, maybe there's just a lot of competition around that time in October. There's going to be a lot of new releases. Silent Hill F would be releasing just a few days before that. Who knows when Chronos New Dawn releases? So maybe it was for that reason. But the reason is actually one that has already been kind of putting a big dark cloud over Supermassive Games since last year. Because the statement you get from the Directive 8020 Twitter account is actually just half the statement. You have to go over to the Supermassive Games Twitter account to get the full statement, which, as you can see right here, tells you that once more workers had to be laid off. And I'm saying once more because nearly exactly 1 year ago I already made this video right here talking about a very similar case where Supermassive Games had to lay off a lot of the workers, and me showing concern about what that's going to mean for the future of Supermassive Games. And well, here we are now 1 year later, and once more workers are being laid off. Once more the release of their newest game has to be pushed back. Again, this is not the first time we get an announcement like this that the game is getting pushed back, but I'm pretty sure that the initial release announcement and just the initial infos that we finally got after such a long time were very likely already pushed back quite a lot. We're probably supposed to be released much sooner. And once more, as I already said it in that video last year, this is not a good sign. This is a very worrying sign. Supermassive Games has always been rather niche. Yeah, Until Dawn obviously was a big hit a decade ago, but it doesn't change that Supermassive Games in itself remains a more niche little company. They aren't Sony, they aren't Microsoft or whatever. They don't have the same resources, and to once again see workers being laid off, which will obviously impact the production speed and just general work being put into the games, that is definitely worrying. Now you'd honestly think that with Until Dawn being once more in the spotlight with the movie and the potential sequel coming out, that things would get better, but don't forget Until Dawn is a Sony IP, hence Supermassive Games actually does not have a lot to do with it, so they don't really get anything from that hype and new Until Dawn wave. So yeah, we are now in a position that is, like mentioned, very worrying, because at this point I'm honestly not sure what might come after Directive 8020. They already gave up such a huge roadmap a long time ago. Who knows if they've already been working on those every now and then, but with the layoff of such a huge amount of workers now, who knows when that will release, or if it's even fathomable at this point. Again, I've said it many times, Supermassive Games is what put this channel on the map. We kicked this thing off with the Quarry directly, with the DPA games, and Supermassive Games Corner remains the heart and soul of the Gaming Lodge, and previously Niclas Obrovac and Niclas Gaming. So I obviously just want the best, not just for the franchise and the company, but obviously all of the people involved. So once again, I'm wishing all the best to all the workers that had to be laid off, and hopefully wishing all the best to everybody who is still at Supermassive Games, that they will be able to both recover from this, but also keep moving forward and really try to succeed. Yeah, this is what I really want to see. I love these games. I love what they're doing for the horror franchise. I love what they're doing for gaming in general, and I would be so sad to see Supermassive Games maybe be no more in the near future. But again, with things looking the way they do at the moment, this might unfortunately be a real possibility. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Again, obviously pushing back a release isn't ultimately always something bad, because they just want to take the time to shape things up a little bit better and polish things. But with the additional announcement that even more workers had to be laid off, that is unfortunately not a good sign. Tell me your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Other than that, because of the release of Directive 2020 being pushed back, I'm not sure yet if I now actually do want to do a weekly stream for a new DPA game. We will be replaying Little Hope this weekend. I will stay with that. But if I already will be playing for House of Ashes and The Devil and Me the weeks after that, or maybe now actually push it back into 2026, we see about it. For now, all of you have a wonderful week, and I'm seeing you back soon at the Game Watch.